two in a row. They just keep on calling. She said she ready to pull up. As soon as I...
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be telling you guys a story time, how I got cheated on, and how I found out. So let's just get straight into this bitch. But so basically, as a lot of you know, I was dating somebody that didn't live in the same state as me, which for a minute it was pretty good. Like we were together for like, how long was it? It was like 9 months. We were together for a minute, so so yeah, as a lot of you know, I was dating somebody that lived in Virginia and I live in Utah. So as you can see, that's quite a distance. But we started talking in September 2018 and we dated until it was April something of this year, and we're still friends and all that. Like we're good, like all that. But so basically, just gonna get straight into it. I'm itching so bad. Look at this shit. Have you seen this? But so we're just gonna get straight into it. I hate talking about this shit, so I look like such a dumbass. But so basically, he got his phone taken away. Okay, how to fix the lighting. But basically, 1 week he got his phone taken away, and he has a MacBook because everybody at their school, everybody at their school had to have a MacBook because it's just like, I don't know, their schools like all have MacBooks, and so his parents told him that he could use the MacBook just to talk to just me, like, and only me. That's it. And so we would FaceTime every night, but then his Wi-Fi would also shut off at like 10, which 10 there is 8 o'clock here. So as you can see, I obviously wasn't going to bed when he was going to bed. But one night we were on the phone on FaceTime, and he was like, oh, I need to send my streaks or whatever, and I was like, I can send them for you. Like, and before this, I already had his Instagram password on my phone, so like it wasn't like he was like hiding a lot of shit from me, but like I've never logged into like his Snapchat and shit. But he did always post on me, so I was just kind of like, you know, like he's not cheating on me, because like obviously everybody knows he has a girlfriend. Wrong. I was wrong. Basically, I logged into his Snapchat. I'm gonna put the screenshots like up here, but I logged into his Snapchat. Like I went to go send his streaks, and there was like all these people texting him. So I was like let me look and see what the fuck this is. Why are these people texting him? So I'm scrolling, and this bitch right here, stop right here. Her name, let me give her name. I made her ugly ass name. Karen. We're gonna name her Karen. Karen's name was right here. After I did scrolled and scrolled, her name was right here. So I swipe over, cause like she texted him obviously. I swipe over, and I start swiping up. Tell me why Karen is sending my boyfriend like these freaky, like, you know, just like those freaky videos you can like find on Instagram and shit. Tell me why Karen is sending them to my boyfriend. And while this is all happening, I was like on the phone with him. So while I'm on his Snapchat looking through his stuff, I was on the phone with him. And so I'm reading this, and my first reaction to this shit, I said, what the fuck? And I hung up. And mind you, at this time it was like, what time is it? It was almost 10 o'clock, so his Wi-Fi was about to shut off. So obviously when the Wi-Fi shut off, he couldn't FaceTime me. And so it was like 10 o'clock, almost 10 o'clock. So when I hung up, he kept calling and calling and calling again, because obviously he knew I was on his like Snapchat, and he knew obviously I didn't just hang up because for no reason. And so he keeps calling me and calling me and calling me over and over again. And I kept declining it, and I answered, and I was like, what what the fuck do you want? And he was like, what did you find? Like, what are you freaking out about? And I'm like, who the fuck is Karen? Who is Karen, bitch? Like, I was so pissed. And he's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm like, so you're gonna sit here and try to tell me that you're not talking to this female? I'm literally gonna put in the screenshots. Like, this girl was so weird. And so I texted him. I texted her off of his Snapchat, and I was like, stop texting my boyfriend, like, because you can see, like, in the messages that she was, like, more texting him than he was replying. But also, he told her that he didn't have a girlfriend. So when she asked if he had a girlfriend, he said no. So, like, that whole part right there pissed me off, because first of all, you're not claiming me, and that's annoying. And so he was like, no, I don't have a girlfriend. And so basically he just keeps texting her and all this shit. And so I can't remember how the hell, somehow, I don't know, I can't remember what the fuck it was, but somehow she started texting me on Instagram after this, because or I think I might have texted her just to see, like, if she was still talking to him or something. But because I texted her on his Snapchat and I told her to, like, leave him alone and, like, all this shit. I'm gonna put the screenshots in here, so don't worry. But basically, I told her to stop texting him and all this shit. I was a bitch. I was like, don't ever talk to him again, blah, blah, you know, that type shit. But I was telling her that, and then I think one day, no, and then he was like going to school the next day, and he texted me finally when he gets to school because he had Wi-Fi, and I like was hella going off on him because while I was on his Snapchat, I went to his private story that he always posted me on. You wanna know what I find? I am the only person on the private story. Would you fucking look at that? Would you look at that bullshit? So I was the only one on his private story, and then I go to his custom, like, you know how you can block people from your story? He had blocked every single person from seeing his story on his Snapchat. Every person that he had on his Snapchat, blocked from seeing his story. Ain't nobody know about me. And I really thought that this nigga told everybody he had a girlfriend. Nope. I was wrong. I was fucking wrong. So basically, I'm screen recording this shit and I'm sending it to him, which obviously he's not gonna see it until the next morning. And so I'm like screen recording this shit and I'm sending it to him, and I'm like going off. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is bullshit. Because while we were still on the phone, he had, like, you know the Xfinity like hour thing you can use? He did 1 hour on his MacBook because you can't do it like on the same device more than once. So he did 1 hour on his MacBook, and another hour on his little brother's iPad, and then another hour on his other brother's iPad just to talk to me. And I'm not even kidding you. This nigga cried to me. He cried to me. Like, no shade. I love him and everything. But he cried to me. He was like, he was just crying. He's like, I'm so sorry. It's not what it looks like. It's not what it looks like. Or, you know, all that typical bullshit. So basically, the next day, I'm like sending him all this shit. And he's texting me. And he's like, I think I still have the messages. But basically saying like, no, it's not what it looks like, you know, that bullshit that every nigga says. And so I can't remember what necessarily happened, like, for her to, I can't remember if I texted her or she texted me on Instagram, but either one of us has DM'd each other or something, and she told me that Danny was still texting her. I just said his name. Oh shit, whatever. I don't think he cares, but everybody already knows. But she basically said that Danny was still texting her, and so I was like, what the fuck? So I texted him, and I'm like, are you for real? Like, this bullshit. After I forgave you, like, you really gonna sit here and still text her? Mind you, this girl, I don't know if she watches my videos, but this girl, like, I do not hate on females, but she was just, like, she's not cute. Like, she's not. Like, no shade at all, but she's not cute. So basically, I texted him, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why are you still texting her? And he's like, I'm not. And then, so I'm like, okay, send me a screenshot of your guys' text and like on Snapchat. He sends me this shit, and this bitch is texting him. She's like, hey. And I think he replied like once, but I was like, still, you're still responding. Like, but basically, she's just like, hey. And then she was like, your girlfriend pisses me off. And he was like, why? She said some shit like, because she said I can't talk to you or something like that. Just some bullshit. And so basically, I texted her and I'm like, you're stupid. Like, you just sent me the screenshot of you texting him. And so I was like, whatever, bro. And then a couple months go by. So this was in October. So it was like a month after we started dating. Yeah, like a month and a half after we were like together. So this is in October. A couple months go by and we got into an argument, and this is in December. This is the shit that really pressed me. Like, okay, so we wouldn't break up, but like we'd have just like breaks, but we'd still talk to each other and we would still like be together. Like, we weren't seeing anybody else and none of that. Like, it was pretty fucking clear on what we were doing. And so a couple months go by or whatever, and it's December now. So like the same time last year, we got into an argument, and so I'm like, something don't feel right. And so, cause he always, I don't know, like he would always just do some fucking like sneaky shit. So I was like, something don't feel right. And so I texted her and I said, hey, when is the last time you talked to Danny? And she said, oh, yesterday. And I said, excuse me, what? Because this is like, what, November? Yeah, like 3 months later. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, come again? So she told me, she's like, oh, I talked to him yesterday. And I said, for what? She was like, oh, we've been talking for like a month now. She's like, we've been together. And I said, come again? I was so pissed. I said, what the fuck are you talking about? And I was like, girl, we've been together the whole time. We've never broken up. And like, mind you, his name was in my bio the whole time, so, and it still was at that point when I was texting her. And he was like, she said that he told her that I was crazy and I just wouldn't take his name out of my bio, and that we were done and that we were broken up. Which, no, that was not what the hell was going on. We were together the whole entire time. And so basically he told her that, and she was like, oh yeah, we've been talking for like a month. And she said, she sends me screenshots of their messages, and he's like, I love you. This shit makes me laugh, bro. He's like, I love you, and just all this bullshit. I'm gonna put the screenshots and y'all are gonna laugh. But basically he's just like, I love you, and like all this shit. And so I'm like texting him and I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, this is bullshit. Like, how many times, like, does this shit have to happen before you stop? And so while I'm sending him everything like that like she's sending me, I'm texting him, and he's out with his friends because they're at dinner and his phone's about to die. And he's like spamming my messages. He's like, my phone's about to die, like, I'm gonna go home in a little bit, like, can we talk about this? It's not what it looks like, I swear to God. Basically, I'm mad as fuck right now because I just filmed for like 15 minutes and the shit just disappeared. It's gone. I don't know what the fuck happened to it. So I guess I'm just gonna have to redo this shit. But okay, this is what he says. He's like, I just broke things off with her. He's like, the only reason why I talked for her so long was because I didn't know how to end things without hurting her. I said, we are in a whole relationship and you're worried about hurting somebody else's feelings. Like, you have me all the way fucked up. And so basically he was just telling her, but like, the only reason y'all are gonna be like, you're stupid as shit, but I won't ever do it again. Like, I won't forgive anybody like that again. But he was like, I told him, I was like, if you would have touched her, like, that would have been raps, like, right there. But he told me he never touched her because they live like an hour away from each other or something. And so I was just like, okay, whatever, I'll forgive you. But like, he was telling her that he loved her and that like they needed to be strong so they could make things work. And that this shit just makes me laugh. And that I can't even, I'm gonna put the shit right here, but he was just telling her all this bullshit. And I was like, this is tragic. I really made myself look so stupid. But yeah, but the girl was like, I'm so sorry, like, you're so pretty. I knew he was a cheater. Like, just all this bullshit. And then she had one of her friends text me and be like, really, you're just gonna forgive a cheater because we were still together? And I was like, oh my god, bro, you're obsessed. But this girl, she still likes my post on Instagram and all that shit. Like, she's mad weird. But yeah, so basically that was the time that I got cheated on, and I did forgive him, which I highly do not recommend doing that because the same shit will just keep happening if you get cheated on. So as you can tell, clearly the same shit happened. And so if you get cheated on, leave, cut, period, that's it, cut it off. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I stay uploading, you know, like I'm trying to. But thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, bye. Okay, I'm editing this right now, and for some reason it wouldn't let me put the screenshots like in while I was talking about it, so I'm gonna put them all in this next like little clip. So continue to watch, and then that's the end of the video. Bye guys.